Howdy y'all, Green Bean here, and I'm back with them's Fightin herds. And I'm sure glad to be back. I don't know why, but I feel like my Fallout Equestria Remains, as much as I love that game, I feel like my Let's Play of it is cursed. I seem to just have nothing but bad luck when it comes to trying to record that game. I'm either always interrupted by real-life events, or I just have weird recording issues, like audio and visual bugs. Isn't that fun? So it's nice to, play this one and just not have those issues. I can just run on, I can hopefully just run on through and not stress about how I'm doing, which, like I said before, I seem to be pretty decent at this game. Either I'm pretty decent at this game, or the intermediate difficulty is actually like an easy mode. Which, if so, at least I picked easy and not very easy. It's hard to tell. This is one of those games with 4 difficulty settings. And I picked from the lower half of the bracket, not the lowest one, but you know, if anyone's played Halo, I think it's kind of like that. I think Halo has like easy, normal, heroic, and legendary? Something like that. So this game's difficulty works a bit like, I think I showed that when I first started the series, actually. I don't know why I'm explaining it. Oh, is this another snake boss? No, it's just a large snake with snake minions, right? Yeah. I don't know, I was like, snake boss, obviously. I guess it just looked a little big. Maybe it's a little less squishy than the other snakes. Maybe it's somewhat like a mini-boss. Having the little snakes is actually kind of annoying. Come on, guys. Just screw off. Oh yeah, I might end up restoring the comment, but it was interesting here you actually can kill the minion birds on the way up here, like on the Mountains of Sadness. You just have to hit them a bunch, which I guess I just never thought of. I figured, okay, well, they're not going down in like one hit, or 1 or 2 hits, you probably can't kill them. But I guess they just have hidden health bars, which, you know, is fine. That being said, I can't say if I know they're especially worth murdering, but, you know, I like that you have the option. Heck yeah, give me that HP. I still love I honestly really like the HP recovery on supers. I know I've said that a few times, but it's just one of those good systems. I always love when games have a system to reward, like, smart usage of an ability to get HP recovery. Then again, I'm always a big fan of HP recovery in games that, like, I like when there's an easy way to recover, but it's also not literally just you stand away from an enemy and your HP refills over time. I guess that can work for some games, like, I actually don't hate that completely in shooters. Darn it, this block is in the way. I'm feeling pretty strong today. Wonder if I can push it. Oh, jeez, Arizona, you're freaking swole. I guess you have been fighting a lot recently. What's that? That's kind of amazing. I just crushed that dude. This guy's like, what the hell? Huh? Closed off again. Looks like there's no going back. Well, we don't need to go back. Only forwards. Onwards and upwards, as I always say. Coming at ya. Oh, wow. She's getting more aggressive. I like it. Oh, hey, it's a... Okay, so now the mini-bosses are kind of just becoming normal enemies. I don't mind that. Like I said, I think the game has been a pretty straightforward experience, so... Oops, how did I miss that? I felt like that would have hit, but, maybe he was too high up, maybe he had some invincibility frames that I didn't take into account. Who really knows? I'm no expert on these things. What I do know is that, I'm gonna destroy him. You know what I would love to do would be the follow-up on that move. I do know you can do a follow-up on a lot of the level 1 supers in this game, that one included. I'm just really bad at the inputs, but I feel like I should try it more often. Like, that's a situation that would have actually gotten me the kill with the... Oh, I can't check from this screen. I want to check once I get back into battle, just because I think that would be a fun thing to do. Let's see, do we crush another dude? Incoming. He's like, what? Wait, where? What? Oh. He's just like, nap time. I always feel bad. Almost. I mean, I guess these predators deserve it, but also, dude he was just settling in for nap time, and then a 1,000,000-ton brick just dropped on his head, and he died instantly. I mean, I guess at least he died in his sleep. That's theoretically peaceful, right? Altar of... Did it just say Altar of Assurance? Is that what I'm exploring? The Altar of Assurance? It's no way, right? That's not what it said. I wish I could see it again, but I'm pretty sure that doesn't show up the pause screen. Nah. What's this? What is this? Oh wait, we saw one of those before. These carvers are all predators all over it. Which probably means there's a bunch that are gonna show up, maybe? Sure got a bad feeling about this. I mean, that's what happened last time. A whole bunch of them showed up. Yep. What's happening? Oh, and I see the birds there this time too, so I'm probably gonna have to fight Bird as well, which sucks. Bird's easily my least favorite. Oh no, I hate the birds. So that's how it is then. Bring it on! I know that I didn't, like, die to the birds or anything, but I've gotta say, I do not find the birds, they're just the kind of enemy that I don't find fun to fight. I did end up finding a way to beat them by spamming anti-airs, but I otherwise found them pretty annoying. Like, these guys, for instance, you can at least, like, you know, if you block them, you can usually tap them back. It's not just anti-airs. Let's see, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so the birds are a little more troublesome to counter than these guys, which isn't, like, the worst thing in the world, just kind of annoying, but I guess that is supposed to teach you more mechanics. Like, there's probably people that are a little harder to counter, but I swear probably never as much as the bird. Like, presumably you're going to usually leave yourself open for something. Regardless of that, I guess outside of just things happening in this game, because I'm feeling pretty confident, I don't know if I brought this up in any videos recently or not, but I've been playing an awesome little board game called Betrayal at House on the Haunted Hill, and I kind of love it. It's a very luck-based board game. I'm not going to sit here and say, like, oh, it's a game that literally anyone should play, but it's just one of those games that I feel like always ends up telling an interesting story. Ah, it was unfortunate. Gotcha. And here's Wave 2. Fight! I'm gonna kick your ass. Anyways, so it's a board game where you're a bunch of survivors exploring a haunted hill, as the name kind of implies, and basically when the game starts you're all playing together, having a great time, and then there's a point in the game where that changes, and, you know, there's a betrayal that happens, and it's honestly a lot of fun. There's like 50 scenarios with all sorts of different horror monsters, so, you know, you have some classics like mummies and Frankensteins and stuff, nightmare monsters. Right, I need to remember to do the anti-airs, as I had mentioned. Sorry, it might take me a little bit of concentrating to beat these stupid fucking birds. Get... I wonder if I could probably, like, combo off it if I do it right? It's hard to tell if I can combo off that. I probably can. Maybe even so state the idea. There we go. Give me your freaking health, nerd. This is the one the ones I'm worried about are... Wait. That's weird. I could have sworn I did the input for the upper one before and didn't want to come out. Fuck. Aw, man. This might be the first time I lose is against these menaces to society that suck. There you go. How's it feel? Bitch. Give me that. Whew. Awesome. Okay. Is that all you got? Freaking teleporting bear? That's illegal. Alright, here we go. I got this. Just gotta keep on the pressure. Remember that I'm the champion of the prairie, and that's all it takes. Ow. Don't gotta be a dick about it, man. I mean, come on. I'm just a little cow. I'm not kicking your ass or anything, am I? I'm not killing you, literally, am I? Oh no, we got the bear hugging. Freaking bear hugs. But honestly, I think I got this. I've just gotta keep going. There we go. Okay, I think I can one more. Let's do finisher. Heck yeah. Whew. Man, this game is fun. That was a little spooky. This ain't so tough now, are ya? Nice. That's why I think I wouldn't want to play this on hard mode, because I think I've said things like that before. It's really the, ooh, a new mask. It's really the rush down, like the enemy gauntlets that seem like they'd be impossible, though then again, a lot of those do seem to be, optional stuff, but I still want to get everything, so, you know. I would be stuck here for a while if the game were really, really tough on me, and every hit took, like, half my HP. Looks like a really old scroll. It's just filled with gibberish, though. Kill it. No? Huh. Mysterious. Maybe someone else would know what to do with it. That being said, I got a new thing. Plus 50 afterlife bling, plus 100 questionable art, plus 1 queen's mask. I hope you washed it first. You know what? Oh, no. It is honestly pretty nice, but I think I like what I got on right now. Y'all are just scared. So I closed the portal. Now I want to come in there and kick your all keisters. Anyways, I was talking about Betrayal at House on the Haunted Hill. Awesome game. There's a lot of different monsters, you know, anything from the very stereotypical to the very Cthulhian, and lots of in-betweens, just because there's 50 scenarios. They have a lot of different stuff you can cover, and it's honestly just one of those games that I think is a lot of fun. There's a lot of charming aspects to it, and, it helps that I'm kind of, like, I love horror, as much as I don't love horror movies, because most of those are bad, except for a few exceptions. You know, I'm sure there's some good ones out there that I don't even know. I feel like horror movies are one of those things, you either have to go old or you have to go indie, for most of your good horror content, you know. There's the occasion where that's not the case, but more often than not, that's how I feel. Like, it's very hard to get good mainstream horror, because I feel like good horror, at least for my tastes, requires a lot more, I don't want to say experimentation, though that is part of it. I think it just takes more willingness to do things that might make the audience uncomfortable, right? I don't want to sit through a horror movie and feel cushy and comfortable. I don't really want to sit through a horror movie where the only main characters who are going to die are going to be the most unlikable ones, or the comedy, or, you know, or whatever. I want to have an actual likable cast of characters when I'm watching a horror movie. That's one of my, like, things that don't often happen for horror movies over here, I feel. Not to say there are no such horror movies, just not that many of them. And also just, you know, obviously I prefer horror movies not just be about jump scares. I kind of like when they have some story, some tragedy to them. It's just funny because I'm not usually all about, like, tragedy and stuff, but, and like I said, I feel like for my taste, also, I know there's, yeah, over there. I think I can go over there. I don't think I've explored everywhere this direction, though I could totally be wrong. Also, I know they're going for the retro aesthetic, so maybe it even kind of makes sense, but there's something about this area now that I'm looking at it more. Ooh, the Emperor's New Crown. Great. I actually might wear that one. Bunch of, my +0 friends. You threw off my groove. Bunch of Emperor's New Groove references. Nice. That doesn't really fit. I'll keep having... Which one did I have? I'll keep having Miniature Me on my head. Actually... Yeah, no, that's fine. But anyways, I will say that's me being a little snobbish, maybe. Like I said, I just feel like I have not, for a while, seen a good horror movie. I was gonna say in theaters, but, I mean... I wonder if it'll ever date the video to say, I don't know, I mean, obviously not in theaters. Then again, I don't know, I wonder, like, I feel like that's a bit of a legitimate concern, question mark. I wonder if, like, some people say theaters might just not come back if digital distribution ends up just being inexpensive to do. Oh, I fell in a hole. Oh wow, that was a warp hole I just fell into. Alright. Oh, interesting. But, let's see, what was I saying? Yeah, so it's been a while since I've seen a great horror movie. I recently saw Invisible Man. I don't know if I hated on that in the video or not already. I just really, really didn't like it. It's one of those movies where it's not, like, offensive if anybody liked. I just don't get it. Because it's a movie that was super popular, and, you know, maybe my expectations were too high for a popular movie just called The Invisible Man, but I don't know. I was thinking I went into it with the expectations of, okay, well, it's pretty well reviewed, and it's a somewhat interesting concept, but I kind of, watching the movie, I had already felt when I heard about the movie and saw the trailer that they gave way too much in the trailer, and that is pretty accurate, because the only good parts of the movie are in the trailer, in my opinion. And there are also some of the not good parts of the movie in the trailer that are even worse in context, like when the Invisible Man kills a lot of people, and I'm like, that part of the movie is dumb. Mostly because the Invisible Man, like, I thought it was gonna be, oh, he kills them with, like, you know, like, guns and stuff, which is kind of what they show off in the trailer, but he also just does things like punch people to death, and, you know, as much as I guess a invisible Kung Fu Man makes sense, I don't really know why they thought that was a good idea. Because it's not part of his backstory or anything. He just is like a Kung Fu master when he's invisible, question mark? It's a weird movie. Anyways, long story short, it's not what I was looking for. I'm trying to think of a good horror movie that is like what I was looking for. I feel like it's been a while since I saw like a real good one. I don't know if that's one of those things that If any, I'm not gonna really watch them in anything related to the video, but if anyone has, like, good horror movie suggestions, I would be all in, because I would love to see, like, legit good horror movies. I know I've been wanting to watch or rewatch a lot of the classics recently. Like, I really want to watch Scream, again. I feel like horror comedy is usually a pretty safe bet. I feel like there's a lot of good horror comedy movies out there, or at least horror movies with comedy elements. You know, like Nightmare on Elm Street. I don't know, I guess it's hard to say if that would count necessarily as a horror. It would probably count as a horror comedy. You know, the patented Freddy Krueger says, you know, pretty decently few funny things. I'll always remember that time he had a power glove. I don't think anyone could remember, I don't think anyone could forget about that time he had a power glove. It was pretty magical. Then again, I almost feel like some of the later the Friday the 13th movies could be considered horror comedies, though I don't know if on purpose or not. Gained Fez. Anyone remember that time that Jason Voorhees literally punched a man's head off? It was amazing. It was beautiful. 10 out of 10. Really, really inspirational cinema right there. Anyways, oh no. Bards. My favorite. Anyways, so, but I do love horror. I have played Corpse Party like 3 times over my various times doing YouTube stuff, and I'm probably even going to eventually play Corpse Party again. I don't know when, but maybe some kind of like anniversary stream or something. Maybe one of these days, I'll just do it again. I'll be like, hey guys, y'all ever heard of Corpse Party? Because it's freaking one of my favorite horror games. It's hard to describe why, because it does have a lot of problems. It's kind of cheesy. Sometimes the characters and events are dumb, but the characters are just, what the heck? You look like you're literally just being torn apart by that. That was crazy. Kind of awesome. Kind of deserved, honestly. I think that, that's a good look for you, bird monsters. Oops. I think what I'm supposed to do and need to get better on is the timing when they come in. Just, I feel like it's really annoyingly hard to do. Probably not, like, if you're really good at the game. Crap. I just feel like I always do it too late or too early. I freaking hate these enemies types are really just garbage in my opinion. Gotcha. It's one of the few enemy types where I'm like, I don't feel like I can fight it in any relative way that I would fight, like, another player, you know? I feel like I'm struggling to fight this annoying aerial foe, pretty much like most birds in video games, honestly. I'm just like, why do these things exist? Or, you know, like bats or whatever in the original Castlevania games. Just a flying enemy that nobody really asked for. I couldn't help it. I don't get the health back, but man, trampling over a whole, like, 3 enemies felt freaking good. Super freaking worth. Aw. Wait, did I get my health? How did I get my health back? I don't remember that happening, like, to the degree of being at full health. Well, whatever. I also, oh yeah, on the note of horror games, I love and have played multiple times for general streaming or Let's Play purposes. I have also played Clock Tower, the original SNES game, a few times. Freaking beautiful game. For an SNES game, that game is really surprisingly scary. Like, I wouldn't say, oh, it's the best horror game ever made, but it's really, really good, especially for when it came out. There's just something, I just really appreciate it. And I honestly feel like there's kind of a, I don't even know how to get to that guy in time. Not that it really matters. They're all gonna die anyways. I probably just wasn't fast enough. Like, I'm sure there's some way I could have been faster. Maybe I could have come through the other direction, and that could have worked out. But, you know, I'm also not really worried about it. But yeah, I feel like something that helps, and I'm sure people have said this before, it's kind of why the original Silent Hill worked so well, because there's all the fog and stuff. I think part of horror is imagination, at least for me, right? Like, I feel like revealing too much of something can easily make it less scary, which sometimes makes the modern, like, higher definition monsters of these days a little less scary than, you know, something you could see on the SNES where you have to really imagine, like, how scary it is. You have to imagine what it's like to be chased by that thing rather than letting the game do the imagining for you. Also, hey, cool little secret path here. So I think that's why I'm into a lot of, and that isn't to say, like, unlike horror movies, I think a lot of horror games capture that really well even these days, especially on the indie scene. I know there are a lot of great, like, PS1, like, horror games out there, that I've honestly been wanting to play. Though I am a little sad, I feel like I haven't seen, like, a good, I know it's been tried, but I feel like I haven't seen, like, a good attempt at revitalizing a Clock Tower style game. Because I think a horror game, the other reason I really like Clock Tower for a horror game, now I think about it, is I think limiting your movement in a horror game is actually, like, a really good idea. Not having full control over your character, like some kind of unique control scheme, like having the game play out like a point and click or something, for me anyways, makes the game even, like, it makes the game scarier. And that might not work for anyone. I understand why it's not the norm. I don't even think every horror game should be like that or anything. I just think it's a really cool idea to kind of get me, like, immersed in, you know, kind of like I was mentioning with the, where I'm like, I like characters that are likable. I feel like it gets me more immersed in worrying about the character rather than worrying about just literally me. Because, I mean, if the character on screen, well, I mean, if it's a first-person game and I die, like, it's not like it's not like I'm worried about dying in real life. At least, you know, I mean, I never felt like that. Like, sometimes it does spook me. I'm not gonna say a first-person horror game has never worked. There's plenty that have. But I like the idea of a horror game where I, the player, am not necessarily the protagonist. I think that's a pretty awesome idea. And, you know, I haven't seen a lot of horror games portray that very heavily. Awesome. More treasure. Heck yeah, more bandages. A head bandage. I don't think I really want to go around wearing bandages, but it's cool that you can. Wait, what was it showing in the corner? I'm guessing just the saving icon. Because I saw something show up in the corner there for a little bit. But yeah, so that's just I guess that's just my ramblings on horror. I guess that hopefully shows that I really am a huge horror nerd. I actually plan to get into Let's Playing way more horror games. I think that might be, that might even be something I end up doing, like, rather than just play, I mean, I'm probably still gonna do Control, that's what the sequel is called. I'm probably still going to do Super Hot because I have agreed to it. That'll probably be my next major project after I finish them's Fightin' Herds. Obviously, I'm still gonna work on Fallout Equestria. I'm not gonna set after I finish Fallout Equestria, that game is going to take me a while, especially if I keep having freaking recording issues with it. I sure freaking hope not. I also hope I can fix the most recent recording issues I've been having with it, but we'll have to see. For now. For now, I want to do Super Hot after this game just because that's literally what I said I was going to do, and I do legitimately want to see Super Hot, though I will admit I'm sure it's the kind of game that a lot of people have seen, but who knows, maybe some people haven't, and I'm sure a lot of people haven't seen the sequel. I feel like I haven't heard a lot of discussion about Super Hot Control Alt Delete. I don't really know why. I hope it's good. I mean, it got pretty good reviews on Steam, which isn't always my go-to, but for a game that was well-liked and all of that, it's... I don't know, it feels like it'd be weird for me to assume that a well-received sequel is going to be bad. Not that that's never happened or anything. Oh yeah, I literally forgot about that room. Yeah, shoot, let's jump down after the block. I mean, I might have stuff up here to get, but I haven't seen anything more up here. So, Geronimo. Is it weird to say I feel like this game's been giving me a taste for fighting games? Like, I want more fighting games with, like, good adventure-style story modes. Ooh, Red Hood. Actually, I might wear that one. Nice. Picnic basketing. Does this make my eyes look bigger? I'm not sure, but I like it. But yeah, I'm trying to, unfortunately I can't think of a lot of fighting games where I'm super into the story mode. Like, the main fighting game series I can think of right now, I guess there's two. The people who did the I want to call them infamous, that's not right. What were those games called again? The superhero ones? Ah yes, Injustice, that's right. Yeah. The main ones I can think of are Injustice and Mortal Kombat, the new ones. I do know that those both have been getting a lot of story attention, but that's still, I think I said before, I feel like that's not quite the same. I mean, it's a fighting game with a lot of cutscenes connecting the fights, but as far as I'm aware, it's not like a full... Like, the story mode does not have its own set of, like, unique adventure-style mechanics or anything. Which is fair. I'm not saying I think every fighting game needs to have that. It is a lot of effort. It's just kind of what I'm now mentally looking for. I'm like, I kind of want to play an adventure game that actually has, like... I mean, did I say adventure? A fighting game, another fighting game that has, like, an adventure-style mode. I wonder, I don't know, can anyone think of fighting game? Like, once again, for me asking for suggestions, like, not necessarily things I know I'll play, but... I don't know, anyone know any fighting games like that? I think there were some PS2 fighting games like that, though from what I've seen, they're kind of jank, but I don't know, maybe I'd still check that kind of stuff out sometime. Oh man, this Jaguar's kind of beat me up a little bit. But not as much as I just beat him up. But, I don't know, that's just general, man, these guys are, I kind of don't like the fact that they're coming at me one after another. I will say, this actually is fighting games, because of the way they just jump into the fights, I almost just prefer when they all fight me at once. I guess it's technically more beneficial for me to not have that happen, but I don't know, I feel like it actually feels pretty cool when you fight a lot of opponents at the same time in this game. It feels cooler, and it's also just faster. I don't have the little in-between wait screens. But yeah, so I feel like there's always just so many things I want to look at. It's always hard for me to settle on, like, I feel like a lot of channels have a style, but I kind of love games in general, I guess. As long as they're a game that I can jive with and that I'm into, I'm usually all that. Well, actually, this opened for me killing all the enemies. Let's explore this first. Yeah, I think this is the hidden thing. Weird. That this is disabled. I don't think I want to grab all of the power-up things yet. That kind of I wonder if maybe there'll be a boss in there later. Or maybe I'm about to fight a boss. Well, either a jackpot. Heck, that stone looks that stone looks like it's practically screaming with clues. Let's go have ourselves a gander. Since a powerful presence nearby, I expect the monolith that advance the story. It's time. I did miss a few secrets, I know, but I feel like that's just inevitable. Alright, what do we got here? Ah, nuts. Is this thing booby-trapped? You there. Who are you, and what is your purpose here? Speak! Well, thank you for asking. I'm Arizona, champion of the prairie. Oh, really? Is that all? I suggest you leave. You're in the way, and I've important business to attend to. Leander's kind of rude, but that's also kind of what I expected. Leave? Now look here, Missy. I'm sure getting tired of everyone telling me to stay out of this and go home that. I've worked hard to get here, and I ain't leaving till I get a gander at this stone. I've got a key to learn about. A key, you say? Well, in that case, I suppose we do have a problem. Only one of us can pursue the key, so that makes you and I rivals, little cow. I still don't understand why only one of us can possess the key, but, you know, whatever, I've already got over. Why don't we just be an RPG group? I guess everyone's just too stubborn. For I, Oleander, champion of the woodlands, the most powerful sorceress in Phonum. Last chance to back down, Bovine. It's quite clear you're no match for me. Not a chance. And you're gonna eat them words. Ugh, fine, if you insist, but let's make this quick. Ooh, I'm excited to see what kind of special stuff Oleander has. She seems like someone who'd have some pretty crazy alternate stuff for her boss fight. You have no idea what you're in for, child. Go ahead and keep yakking. Won't do you a lick of good. Heck yeah. Sorry, Oleander. This is gonna hurt me more. Well, it's gonna hurt you more, but I'm still gonna feel bad. I do like you. You're a character that I like to play a lot, especially back in the olden days of the salt mine mode. Oleander was super broken because you used to get full super between every fight, and Oleander's super is really good and does a lot of chip damage, so it is very easy to spam in the salt mines. Which I think I brought the salt mines up before, just a little PvE mode you can do with friends to get yourself some in-game currency to buy a bunch of, you know, a bunch of costumes. I always feel weird that I have to, like, say in-game currency these days. That's something I do, that's one of those just olden time things I'm like, I kind of miss when I didn't have to specify dumb things like that. Like, in-game currency, when it was just obvious, like, yeah, I'm getting gold, which you earn in-game. Duh. Nice. Oops. That being said, she's kind of kicking my butt a little bit. Oh, she doesn't give me health back if I do that either. Well, seems like you've got skills after all, but I am not so easily defeated. Man, she just gets a full bar back. This one's gonna be tough for sure. This one might actually take me a few tries. Funny, last time I said that with the birds, it didn't happen, but I mean, I feel like I was in a much less bad position with them. There were also, like, minion-type monsters, which help. Oops, shoot. I keep trying to, oh, shoot. I think that's a special, maybe? That was educational. I might have underestimated her slightly. Are you listening, cow? Go home, you're finished. Wow, she, like, was a bit beat up there. Continue? Heck yeah. Okay, I'm gonna give this one more go, this part. But, man, Oleander, pretty legit tough. she is a force to be reckoned with, as to be expected. Like I said, I don't actually mind losing to Oleander. Out of the, like, I wouldn't say she's canonically the toughest, obviously that doesn't make sense in a fighting game, but she's the one I can see being, like, around, like, canonically she's one of the you know, more up there fighters, given that she relies on, like, eldritch freaking power. All this arcane knowledge to fight. That being said, yeah, it's really hard to get my, ropes off with her. And honestly, she's got a lot going on. I'm probably gonna have to try and beat her, like, next time after I'm mentally refreshed. Not that I'm saying I'm giving up quite yet, but man, she's wrecking me again. And now that I know that I just straight have to go another round with her, that's pretty tough. Which, like I said, I do think it is another round where she starts to have some gimmicks, like it looked like she had an area burst thing, which I don't think is part of her oh my gosh, is it gonna beat me before I even get to there? Well, I guess this ain't quite so easy. Which, hey, I don't mind. I feel like, if anything, I was like, this seems like it's been pretty easy so far. Probably requires me to learn more things that I haven't been using. Like, I think maybe Oleander would be someone who's good to use the ground stomp on, or maybe I just have to try and run her down. I'm not really sure. But I will continue this next time. Either way, thank y'all for watching, and I hope to see y'all next time.